Greetings and welcome to the 2021 SPECEF Scholarship Awards show. My name is Melanie Popp, and as the chair of SPECEF, I will be acting as your MC for tonight. What started as Petroleum Society's 50th Anniversary Trust Fund in 1999 evolved to be the SPE Canadian Educational Trust in 2011 and the SPE Canadian Educational Fund in 2016. The practice of giving out scholarships to post-secondary students to promote the best and brightest minds in petroleum and energy education has long been our standard. Our mission is to create a country of energy literate Canadians, and we are working hard to figure out how to get to our students sooner in their education through our energy literacy efforts. And for those of you who are also passionate about creating a more united energy conversation in Canada, you can support us through donating at our website at specef.org. We are honored to have all the award winners, their families, and representatives from our university community on the call today. Also on the call are our esteemed SPECEF board members, who you will be seeing in person later on during the awards presentation and in the networking session. One thing that I hope you will discover throughout your careers is that the opportunity for collaboration and teamwork is what makes working in our industry so rewarding. And I take every opportunity that I can to brag up these amazing individuals who have taken their passion and grit to making SPECEF what it is today. We'll be starting tonight with a short keynote from probably one of my favorite people, and then roll into the individual awards with some special guest presenters. Most of you expressed an interest in the networking session and have been issued a separate Zoom invite for that immediately following this session. So our keynote speaker for today was the 2018 SPE International President, the first Canadian to achieve such an honor. His theme during his presidency was community consensus, and he has a focus on methane measurement and reduction as the founding partner of Carbon Connect International, Inc. Darcy has a 33-year career in conventional oil, heavy oil, and the unconventional gas business on both the operator and service sector of our industry. He is a graduate in petroleum engineering from the University of Alberta. What I admire most about Darcy is that he's so incredibly effective and always manages to have a good time doing it. Darcy, the floor is yours.
Wow. Sometimes you don't know what to do with introductions like that, but thank you so much, Melanie. You, to me, represent one of the leaders in the industry, both on the APEGA side and the SP side, and thanks for looking after this foundation at the head of this committee, and thanks committee for all the hard work. It's a tough one, and it requires a lot of extra work that nobody realizes, so thank you so much. So I was asked way back, a little while back, to give a speech on congratulations, encouragement, and inspiration. So here's the first lesson. You can be simple and still sound a little bit intelligent. My speech title tonight is Congratulations, Encouragement, and Inspiration. So there we go. And there's a group of young professionals from every nation that in 2018, I had the honor of presenting with the Young Professionals Award at ATCE. And the mix of nationalities in this slide makes me so happy. We have a Saudi national who works in Saudi, an Indian national who works in the US. On the other side of me is Musa from Abu Dhabi. And then we have a Venezuelan who works in Austria. So of this group, it just makes me happy to see the mix. The next slide is an outline. It's not that difficult, but it's the same as the title. But it does show the group when I gave out the President's Award. I think we all managed to get into this picture. And this was probably my greatest honor as SP President, to give these 15 or 20 people who represent sections all around the world the awards for being outstanding sections. And you can see some familiar faces there, I'm sure. So the first message today is congratulations. And the next slide shows a picture of a meeting I had in London with a bunch of students. You know, there's been so many things that have happened to me, and I just want to encourage you as new graduates, as scholarship recipients, you have no idea what you will wind up doing. I had no idea that I would be sharing the stage with a person like Stefan, who's coming up next. He's authored 2 books. He's worked all over the world. He's a leader in the industry. I don't deserve to be on the same stage. I'm a hayseed from Three Hills, but here we are. And so if I can do it, I guarantee any of you can do it. So the next slide just shows a couple pictures of my travels as SPE president. And this is the encouragement I want to pass on. It's been a tough year, but again, for a little guy with a basic bachelor's degree, when we had our big meeting in Dallas, our ATC, they lit up the front of the Omni Hotel with the SPE logo. Now, that's a pretty big deal, and I was very honored. The other picture there shows me cutting a ribbon in Oman with the Undersecretary of Energy for the country, and this was just a regular event. So the next slide is going to show who I am and where I'm from. So it's quite simple. The first bullet is that I'm just a hayseed from Three Hills, and there's probably a country song about that. If you dare to press it once, Kristen, it probably will pop up there. Ah, there we go. It was behind my little box. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's the message I want to leave with you. 30 years later, after graduating from university, and I will say I was not in the top half of my class, and I put a lot of field time in. And here I am hanging out with world leaders, princes, authors, like the guy who's going to be talking after me, and all of you who are the future. I'll just go through the pictures. The first one, the guy standing in the middle of that group is the current president of Saudi Aramco, Nasr. In the next picture is Mohammed Burkindo. And not only did I run into him in official situations, he's the Secretary General of OPEC, but one morning in Lisbon, Portugal, at the breakfast buffet, I looked up and said Mohammed, and he looked up and said Darcy. So I can say I'm on a first name basis with the head of OPEC, which is really cool because he's a really good guy. And then I didn't include Dr. James in the next picture. I have one of her similar to this, but there's Dr. Jennifer Miskimmons and Aaron McEvers from the board at SPE, 2 of my favorite people, very powerful future leaders. And the last picture shows the current head of the energy minister of Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to say his name because it'll take a couple minutes, but he was this was at the OPEC meetings in Vienna. So a hayseed from Three Hills gets to meet a prince, all the leaders, and all these important people. If I can do that, I guarantee all of you can succeed wildly. So the next slide just shows more pretty pictures. In fact, most of my presentation is pretty pictures. The first one is right here in Calgary, and some of you might even be on the call here today. From that picture, which is, I think was in the Bow Tower, to the reception I received in Kazakhstan, everywhere in the world, no matter what path you choose, no matter what discipline, in our discipline, the chances and the opportunities are massive. So hopefully this scholarship has just been a tiny piece or a big piece of getting you to your ultimate goal. And speaking of goals, the world is changing. It's not the way it was 20 years ago. And we've got the UN Sustainable Goals that I, as an old recycled white guy, am having to work towards. If we can get the next slide with the UN goals, I don't care whether you're doing this because of the Paris Accords or because your company makes you, because you're mitigating GHGs, because you have ESG obligations, but you, much more than me, will be working towards these key UN Sustainable Development Goals. And this is a wonderful thing. And your future, whether it's pure petroleum engineering on the reservoir side, or whether it's greenhouse gas calculations, or whether it's entirely on the ESG side, your future is going to look a lot different than mine did leaving school. And I'm really, really happy about that. I'm really happy about all of you. I'd rather hang out with the young half than the old half, because you are the future and you're going to control my destiny. So my second last slide is, I got a few don't words for you. Don't spend your scholarship check on pizza or beer. Where's our forwarding there? It should pop up eventually, but I threw threw some fun pictures up of some of my travels. One was in Croatia. There might have been a beer involved. I'm not sure if we had pizza. The other one was in Saudi Arabia, and there was no beer involved, and maybe not even pizza. But there's some fun I had as SPE president, and I hope you guys all kept up with this because it's coming back. Have fun, use the scholarship wisely, don't spend it all on pizza and beer. And with that, I will say thank you. And every now and then I was highly entertained, both when I turned around and took a picture of the people taking pictures of me, and sometimes when I travel to places like Bergen in Norway. I'm not sure if they know where they are. That's what you see when you leave the airport. So on that note, I'll say thank you.
Excellent, Darcy. Thank you so much. So to borrow a line from one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books, as I was watching your presentation, I kept thinking, oh, the places you will go. And the one thing I love about your story is that as the energy landscape has really changed over the last, 33 years that you've been involved in it, you've evolved to be on the cutting edge of all of the innovative technologies. And I was grateful for our catch up yesterday, and I'm also really grateful to see what the next 5 years of your career look like as well. Okay, we're going to move into the award announcements and what we're all here for. So we have a very special honor by having a special guest with us to present his namesake scholarship. Joining us from sunny Mexico, please welcome Mr. Stefan Benedictson.
Fellow engineers and friends, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to have been asked to say a few words to you here today. I'd like to tell you some things about my career in petroleum engineering, which I've enjoyed very much. I was born and raised on a farm in the Markville district, south of Sylvan Lake, settled by Icelandic pioneers in the 1880s. My grandfather, Stephen G. Stevenson's Pioneer Farmhouse, is now an Alberta historic site there. I've lived and worked in Canada, the USA, Australia, the Middle East, the Far East, and South America. I started out roughnecking and went on to become an officer of a Fortune 500 company, S Corporation. I spent my first 20 years working for excellent companies, great experience, and finished as the CEO of two Alberta companies, Benson Petroleum Ltd. And Petro Santander Inc. Farm boys used to take jobs in the winter. So in 1954, I went to work on drilling rigs for the winter and stayed in the oil business. I had the good fortune to be hired to work on Imperial Oil's drilling rigs. They operated 6 rigs at the time. Imperial had an extensive recruiting and training program. New engineering recruits were sent to work on the rigs for a few months, where I soon concluded that I must be as smart as these guys. And I went back to school. I finished high school and went on to the University of Alberta. Imperial gave me a leave of absence from their drilling department, and I went back to work on the rigs on my days off. At the time, I thought I would like to course of engineering studies. So I took a general course of engineering studies. So I took civil engineering. In those years, in the 1950s and early 60s, graduate engineers were in such demand that they generally received 2 or 3 job offers. The major oil companies held in-house training programs in reservoir engineering, production engineering, logging, and workover schools. They would hire engineers of any discipline and train them in petroleum engineering in-house. I went through Imperial's training schools and worked as a petroleum engineer. I joined the CIM&M, the precursor of SPE in Canada, while a student at the U of A. And in 1976, while working for Aramco in Saudi Arabia, I joined the SPE. In 1978, working as a vice president and the general manager of Hess Corporation in the United Arab Emirates, I was appointed one of the founding directors of the SPE there. I received scholarships every year at the U of A. So a few years ago, remembering how much the scholarships helped me, my wife Adriana and I decided to fund a scholarship for needy Canadian engineering students, as I was. in petroleum engineering in recognition of how much the oil biz has done for me. It's now my great pleasure to announce the 2021 Benediction Scholarship recipient, Brooklyn Holland. Brooklyn is a process engineering student in her third year at Memorial University in Newfoundland. She is a first-generation engineering student and has completed multiple terms in the oil and gas sector. Brooklyn is looking forward to an exciting career as an engineer where she hopes to integrate sustainable methods to the petroleum industry. My congratulations and the very best luck to you in your future career, Brooklyn.
Thanks, Stefan. And for those of you guys who don't know how to do a round of applause on Zoom, you just wave your hands like this. So this is me giving a round of applause to Brooklyn. I know from talking with Stefan that he's definitely passionate about supporting the next generations of petroleum graduates. And we're so grateful that you took the time out to join us today. Next up, we have another special award presentation. So while Stefan's support of our foundation was monetary, you would be hard-pressed to find anyone in the history of SPECEF who has put in more sweat equity than our next presenter. That is why we decided this year to honor him by naming a scholarship after all his hard work and dedication. And continuing on with our international theme, Barry Hansen is joining us from the Netherlands to present the next award. Barry, what time is it? And the floor is yours.
Well, thanks, Melanie. It is 25 after 12, so just after midnight here in the Netherlands. Our weather is about the same as what it is in Calgary about now, and but we're looking forward to some much pleasanter spring weather than what we've had so far. I'm very honored to have been have this award named after me, and the one of the key factors that SPECEF has identified as a key character for the presentation of this award is leadership. So I did a little bit of research on leadership this evening, and I came across an interesting little bit that's originally taken from The Art of War. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and discipline. Reliance on intelligence alone results in rebelliousness. Exercise of humaneness alone results in weakness. Fixation on trust results in folly. Dependence on the strength of courage results in violence. Excessive discipline and sternness in command result in cruelty. When one has all five virtues together, each appropriate to its function, then one can be a leader. Now, I'm not saying that I'm all of those or even one of those. I've had the fortunate circumstances in my career being asked to take positions that people thought I would do a good job at, and I'm still being asked by people to take positions that they think I'll be doing a good job at. So whether that's being a leader, I think it means getting things done, and when you can't get it done, finding people who can do it and who can do a good job. And so that's why I'm very proud of the present board of SPECEF and the progress that they've made on the mission and the vision that we established several years ago. So just a quick description about this award. The Barry Hansen Leadership Award was created to honor the involvement of one of the founding members of SPECEF. His involvement in the society spans 35 years as of 2020, and his commitment to the society was one of passion and dedication. This award will be given to an engineering student enrolled in a Canadian university who has shown outstanding commitment to providing revolutionary leadership in their community and/or school. It's my privilege to announce the first ever B. Hansen Leadership Award recipient, Queen Chow Pham. Chow is a fourth-year PhD candidate in petroleum engineering in the Department of Process Engineering at Memorial University. Her research is related to enhanced oil recovery, water alternating gas method for Hibernia. Ms. Pham has been an SPE member since 2017, and receiving this scholarship has motivated her to expand her involvement in SPE activities, as well as encourages her to advance her research on enhanced oil recovery. Once again, congratulations and good luck to Queen in her future career in the energy industry. We applaud your dedication to leadership and education. And I'll turn it over to Sarah.
Oh, I'm just going to jump in there really quick, Barry. So again, with my hands waving as a round of applause goes up for Quinn, thank you very much. A couple words about Barry. Your modesty and authenticity just continue to astound me. And the dedication to this foundation never stops when you stay up past midnight on a school night and you're in a suit. So we really appreciate you jumping on the call today. We're going to move forward with the big round of scholarships. And so now I'm going to turn it over to the head of our scholarship committee, Ms. Sarah Van Deyer.
Thank you, Melanie. I'm pleased to kick off congratulating our general scholarship winners. And so our first winner tonight is Thomas Morton. Thomas is a fourth-year petroleum engineering student at the University of Alberta and is the outgoing president of the SPE University of Alberta student chapter. He left his original career path working on the drilling rigs to pursue an undergraduate degree in petroleum engineering and expand his interest from drilling to drilling engineering. Justin loves to share his knowledge and experience with other undergraduates and is eager to learn from the many technical talks and distinguished lectures that his local SPE Edmonton section and university student chapter make available. Thomas mentioned in his testimonial that he's the first person in his family to attend university, and within a few weeks of starting his first petroleum engineering class, he was introduced to SPE, and shortly after became an active and valuable member. Congratulations, Thomas. Our next winner is Nada Nasr. Nada is an international student from Egypt at Memorial University of Newfoundland in her final year of mechanical engineering. In her testimonial, she mentions that she came from a very male-dominated society, and now she is only weeks away from the end of her program, and we're all incredibly proud of how far she has come and all the opportunities that she has taken as part of her studies. Congratulations, Nada. And now I'll turn it over to John.
Thank you, Sarah. It's my privilege and honor to introduce two of our scholarship winners for 2021. My name is John Graham, and I'm real thrilled to be able to do this. And one thing I want to say is if you've ever got a chance to listen to Darcy Spady play the piano, please take it. He's a great piano player. I'm kind of an old semi-retired guy after about 35 years, so we're kind of the same vintage. And, you know, as Ryan Capri, who comes up next, says here, it's good to pay it forward. So Ryan Capri is an energy engineering student at the University of Alberta, at the University of Calgary. Sorry, I was born in Calgary. I shouldn't have got that wrong. He's in his fourth and final year, and you'll get to see Ryan's awesome video, but pay particular attention to the detail in the video. He has a really cool shirt on, and he has a formation table on the back of the wall behind him, and a person should always have a formation table. He went back to school, applied himself as an older student, and then decided to go to university, and that's exactly what I did, Ryan, so I'm very proud of you. He also mentioned lunch and learns. Well, Ryan, my advice would be to keep doing that and always attend lunch and learns to continue to learn and network, and you have to eat anyway. So congratulations on the scholarship, Ryan. I'm also honored to be able to introduce Kailyn Foles. He's a mechanical engineering student at the University of Calgary this time, and he just finished off his second year of the program. He's got an operator job lined up at CNRL, which is awesome, and he'll be there this summer, so that's a great way to learn. And I was also real happy to hear that Kailyn was a roughneck who went back to school. I think Stefan talked about that. I know Darcy has probably worked on the rigs. I was on the rigs for about 6 years in Siberia. And so that's totally awesome. That's a great way to learn stuff. Roughnecking is real hard work, and I understand why you went back to school and why you're doing so good at it. So congratulations, Kailyn, on the scholarship. And now I'll turn it over to Leslie from the mighty MUN.
Thank you, John. So my name is Leslie James, and I'm an associate professor here at MUN, Memorial University in Newfoundland. It's also getting dark here. I am super excited to introduce my two candidates and winners of the SPCF Awards. The first one being Mabintu Uttara, Mabi. She is a fifth-year petroleum engineering student at the University of Alberta, graduating this year. Passionate about engineering and inspiring women, so has been involved with STEM programs and helping out with female engineering mentorship, Wisest, APEGA, all kinds of outreach programs. She inspired us in reading her application. Originally from the Ivory Coast, I did go and find out that Mabi parle français, so félicitations Mabi, and has a very healthy lifestyle and her own YouTube channel on clean eating and keto. So super excited to congratulate you, Mabi, on your SPE scholarship. Congratulations. I will also introduce Tayab Ismael. We exchanged emails yesterday and found out that Tayab is originally from the Sudan. So while John had students that had previous work experience on the drill rigs, I am so fortunate and consider myself lucky to award the scholarships to two new Canadians. So originally from the Sudan, Al Tayab is at the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology in his second year of petroleum engineering. He's been an SPE member since 2019 and the SPE SATE student chapter president. I don't know where he gets time for it because Al Tayab is married with 3 children, 6-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, and a 1-year-old daughter. But he still manages to find time to go to the gym, and hopefully one day we'll get back to his passion of traveling and learning new languages. But if you ever want to come to Newfoundland, I can show you some good fishing spots. Congratulations, Al Tayab. I'll now pass it on to the next SPECEF announcer, and that will be James. Oh, Gaetan, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be me, Leslie, but I'm going to announce James's.
Thank you.
I'm going to actually announce 2 people. I'm going to announce James Ashworth, and I'm going to announce Chichi Imegwu. So both of them are from the U of R, and both of them are in their 4th year of petroleum systems engineering. Really happy to give this award to James. I picked him out personally. I think what really resonated to me, you hear a lot of people like in oil and gas, and some of the people that talked here today, I think that a great part of being in the oil and gas industry and the energy industry is the chance to travel and go lots of places. Well, he's getting a head start at this. He's already traveled from Nova Scotia to Regina for school, and out to Calgary to work in the head offices here for CNOC last year, and then back to Regina, and he's doing all this while towing around a young family. I'm not sure how you're doing it, man. Congratulations, good job, well deserved. You know, and just the cream on top, you know, being the SP president this year out there, I just really want to commend you. Welcome to our industry. I hope you have a long and deep career in this industry, and just congratulations, James. And the next one, yeah, this is great. Look at her smile. She's got a great LinkedIn post where she was just beaming with a smile as well. So just congrats to Chi-Chi. You know, again, to me, what really, really popped out when I saw your application was just the fact that the list of volunteerism that you had on that was just staggering. And it just really tugs at my heart when people just take time on the side to volunteer and do all kinds of different volunteering. So just really, you know, balancing academics with volunteerism, with work terms, and with jobs. I'm really excited to give you this award, and I hope you use the money really well and do some really great stuff. And I also want to welcome you to our industry and make sure that you spend a long and deep career in this industry. And you know, the weather's getting nicer, Chi-Chi. I know you're a big fan of biking and taking photos, and it's about time to start the biking. I've seen people bike by the house here, and it's just time for that now. So next on the list is I'm going to pass the baton over to Dave Langell, and he's going to announce his recipient.
Hey, thanks, Katan. So Dave Langell here. I'm on the SPECEF board with the team, and I'm thrilled to be here, guys. I think it's incredible that you guys put together such great applications, and reviewing in general all the applications was super tough. Number one, we had such a diverse group of just fantastic candidates, and similar to Leslie, I'm calling in from the East Coast. So I'm usually based in Calgary. I'm here in Halifax today. That's why my lighting's a little bit different. But the first person that I would like to congratulate is Jared. So if you can see on the screen here, Jared is a second year petroleum engineering technology student at NATE, so the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. So Jared is the president of the SPE student chapter at NATE, and he values working as a team, just like he did when he worked in the service rigs before his program throughout Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the Northwest Territories. And you can see the quote on the bottom of Jared's screen. I think one of the underlying themes that we are seeing here today, and what I know all the people who reviewed the scholarship applications can attest to, is we have lots of people with diverse backgrounds, right? Like lots of new Canadians, international experience, where they're bringing that kind of view of the world into Canada, which is spectacular, right? Like those diverse opinions and diverse views of the world are what's going to help us challenge the future and make our way through the energy transition. I also really love the sentiment that we get from Jared and from a lot of the other people who have had work experience previous to coming into the perhaps more the academic side of the industry, right? So that service rig experience and all the lessons that you've learned there, Jared, I just really want to congratulate you on this award particularly, and want to also thank you on behalf of the SPE and SPECEF for being such a great ambassador for our industry. So Jared Pusey, thank you very much, sir. Up next, we have Arian Velandia, and I actually butchered Arian's last name even after I spoke with him earlier today to confirm how to pronounce it appropriately. So I'm sorry for that, Arian. I don't know, maybe I psyched myself out. Here's the deal. Arian's a fourth-year petroleum engineering PhD student at the U of A, the University of Alberta. So he's so close to finishing his PhD. Arian, when we talked earlier today, it sounded like that's coming up. You know, whether it's a month or a couple of months, you're not that far off. So we're thrilled that you're so close to realizing your goals. We're also cognizant of the fact that you're another great example of how we can be research focused, right, through your work with emulsions and emulsification in SAGD or ES-SAGD, but also how you've been able to cross-disciplinary take a look at the petroleum engineering industry, right? So you've been a part of 10 journal papers, 13 conference papers, and that includes stuff from like cementing, drilling fluids, through to production. And one of the things that I think is pretty cool in this space is how you're even looking at geothermal. That's one of the other aspects that we like within SPECEF is how can we take kind of that segue from existing aspects of the energy industry and use it in the transition. So Arian, I want to commend you on everything that you've done for the great application that you submitted, and also being such an advocate for how we can make our way into that transition too. Thanks for being here. Kristen, I'm not sure who I'm handing over to at this point.
It's me, David. Hi, David.
It's Lisa. Thanks a lot.
It's the one of these things is not like the other. I am probably the only, I think, non-engineer on our board, but it's a pleasure to be here. I learned so much from each of you, and I just couldn't be more proud of these students. So our next scholarship award goes to someone who currently is studying in one of the most beautiful places in Canada, and that's Newfoundland. We have some good representation from that province this evening. So not only does the province boast some very unique and colorful landmarks, Newfoundland and Labrador tourism has actually one of the best marketing campaigns out there. And as a marketing professional, I watched to the very end of each ad, not just because they're beautifully filmed, but to see just who it is I should call for more information. So if you haven't seen these commercials, they're hilarious. You could be Susan or Kate or even Shannon that you're calling, but it's a very small but very cleverly personalized marketing touch. I'm pleased to present this scholarship to Mr. Muhammad Alauddin. He adds his own unique touch to the many events he helps to organize as the membership chairperson, SSPE Memorial University of Newfoundland. He's been an SPE member since 2017. He's in his 4th year of study as a PhD student in the Department of Process Engineering, and we're very pleased to award Muhammad with this scholarship. So when he's not busy with his studies, in addition to organizing technical talks, distinguished lectures, workshops, and networking events, he takes time to enjoy poetry and chess, and he engages in discussions about innovation and how AI can help to improve safety in oil and gas systems, a very important aspect. We wish you continued success with your studies, Muhammad, and applaud your commitment to the energy sector. It's bright stars like you who will support the sector and advance its work to improve safety performance. So bravo to you and all of the other scholarship recipients. We couldn't be prouder.
Thank you. And I'm pleased to announce our next winner, Mark Shen. Mark attends the University of Alberta and is currently in the 5th year of the Petroleum Engineering Co-op program. Mark has been a student member of the SPE since 2017 and has participated in numerous workshops and conferences over the years. He has a strong interest in data analytics and reservoir engineering. He also believes in the sustainable growth of the industry through responsible development and technology, which is becoming such an important part of our industry. Mark, congratulations on this award, and we wish you all the best in your studies and your future endeavors. And now I'll turn it over to Doug.
Thank you, Sarah. My name is Doug McDonald. I'm on the Energy Literacy Committee and also serve as SPECEF Secretary. I'm pleased to introduce our next scholarship recipient, Mohammed Yusuf Jabar. Mohammed is a PhD candidate at the University of Calgary in chemical and petroleum engineering. He has done and seen a lot, having worked in the industry for 9 years as a reservoir engineer for some of the biggest petroleum companies on some of the world's largest fields. He's even worked for Schlumberger, which is an experience that many of us share. He enjoys traveling when he gets to do so throughout North America and the Middle East. Even though he has made the significant move back into academia, he strives to collaborate with industry. His current areas of interest include enhanced oil recovery, carbon intensity, and climate change, as he works towards a promising future for himself, for his family, and for all of us. Congratulations, Mohammed. And I believe Vanessa is up.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce myself and one of the award recipients. I am Vanessa White. I am the Director of Renewable and Alternative Energy at Alberta Innovates and Chair of the Energy Literacy Committee at SPECEF. I must admit, and my apologies to Derek, that I was unable to engage with him in advance of this event, as which some of my colleagues were with their candidates. And so I apologize in advance that my introduction is not as in-depth as some of the preceding ones. It is, however, my pleasure, my great pleasure, to introduce Derek Tan, a third-year mechanical and engineering student from Memorial University of Newfoundland. Derek is a machine shop enthusiast and software developer who chose to study engineering to maximize his impact in sustainable energy development. Derek enjoys fencing. I was told to ask you which one of the three styles of fencing you perform in. So I hope we have an opportunity to do that, Derek, in the sessions afterwards the event. And Derek also enjoys spending time outside hiking with his dogs. Congratulations.
I think it's mine next, so I'll jump in here. It's my honor to introduce Reza Torbati. My name is Erin Madrow, and I'm a clean energy technology engineer at Cenovus Energy here in Calgary. And I also work with a number of early stage technologies through Evoke Innovations, which is a clean tech venture fund sponsored by Cenovus and Suncor. Reza is in his 5th year of mechanical engineering, undertaking his PhD at Memorial University of Newfoundland. And his focus is around developing advanced iceberg dynamic models to support offshore oil and gas operations and shipping activities in Eastern Canadian waters, which is so vital to the Canadian economy. Beyond his impressive track record, Reza has been actively involved in several volunteer initiatives with organizations such as the Memorial University of Newfoundland Student Society of Petroleum Engineers, where he's played a number of leadership roles and been instrumental in the success of that organization over the years. And he's also been a key supporter of the Labrador Oil and Gas Industries Association Conference, and been an active participant in planning that for many years now. Congratulations, Reza, on being the award recipient of the SPECEF Scholarship for 2021. We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors, and I really look forward to meeting with you. And with that, I will turn it back to the chair.
Okay, so I'm going to ask all of our board members to turn on their cameras, and we're going to do our little Zoom applause. So imagine, if you will, a round of applause. Congratulations, everyone. Hearing all of those amazing stories and everything that you've accomplished so far makes me so excited for your future. Now, it's not just those of us that are on the call that want to say a couple of words of congratulations. We have some members of the SPE family that also want to offer up some words of encouragement.
Hello. Congratulations, Mabi, Justin, and Mark, and all the other SPE Canadian Educational Foundation Scholarship Award winners. I would like to share the moment with you and wish you all the best in your future professional life. Cheers.
Good evening. My name is Steve Butt. I'm chair of the Atlantic Canada SPE section, representing oil and gas professionals in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. We're also a sponsor of the student SPE chapter hosted at Memorial University. On behalf of the Atlantic Canada section and the student SPE chapter at Memorial, I want to offer congratulations to all the scholarship winners this afternoon or this evening. Congratulations and well done. It is a significant achievement.
Hello, I am Behrooz Hosseini, the South Saskatchewan SPE Chair. Today I'm very pleased and honored to congratulate you on the award of the 2021 SPECF Scholarship, in particular the two South Saskatchewan scholars. I'm pretty sure it will open up new career path for you, and it is indeed a feather in your cap. Good luck to you and all the best.
Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Bryard. I'm the Senior Manager of Canadian Activities for the Society of Petroleum Engineers. I work out of the Calgary office. I wanted to give my congratulations to the 2021 SPECEF scholarship winners. Great job everyone. I wish you much success in your continued education and all the best for a bright future in the energy industry. Take care.
Congratulations to all the 2021 SPE Canadian Education Foundation Scholarship recipients. Good luck in the rest of your studies, and I look forward to seeing you in the industry soon.
Hi, my name is Tom Blasingame, and I am your 2021 SPE President. Today I'm here to congratulate the 2021 Society of Petroleum Engineers Canadian Educational Foundation Scholarship winners. We live in times of great challenges, but even greater opportunities. I encourage you to be innovative, tenacious, and to be enthusiastic. I truly believe that our best and busiest days are ahead of us. Good luck to you and your future in the energy industry.
Awesome. I hope that was inspiring for you guys. I loved seeing all of those faces from all over the world, again, offering up their congratulations. So we've got this little quote up here at the end: the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And that's really what's so rewarding about a career in engineering, is that the possibilities really are endless. And so I hope that the financial gift that we've given you today will help with your studies. Not sure if I agree with Darcy's sentiment of not spending it on pizza and beer, but that's up to you. Next up, we are going to be having the networking sessions. So those will start at 5 o'clock. So we've got a couple of minutes break if you need a bio break or whatever. And there is a separate meeting invite that you would have received from Kristen Trempner, but she will also post it in the chat for this meeting if you don't have it. Now, the networking sessions are designed to be 30 minutes long, and you'll be moved, the professionals will be moved into different rooms with you. I think you guys are staying in the same room. So you'll get 10 minutes with a different group of 3 or 4 professionals and our special guests. So I think the room I'm in collectively has about 100 years of experience. So please take advantage of this time to network with people. Now, just a couple of tips to make the most of your experience. First of all, you're going to want to turn your cameras on. We want to see your faces, but put your mic on mute if you're not speaking. Also, it is up to you to create value out of this opportunity. The professionals in the networking rooms, we all know each other, and left to our own devices, we could talk very well amongst ourselves for well over 10 minutes. But really, we want to talk to you. Now, having said that, don't hog the mic. Ensure that every other one of the students in the room has a chance to ask those questions. The other rule that I'd like to implement is what I call no solicitation. Most of us work for companies that you may have your eyes on. However, it's not the opportunity for you to be reaching out to any of these panelists and asking directly for a job. So rather than say, hey, can I come work for you? Ask questions like, what tips do you have for finding a job? Or what skills did you implement in finding your first jobs or subsequent jobs after that? And then the last rule, which is kind of my rule for life, and that's to have fun. So you guys are all in different areas of Canada right now in different time zones, and some of our panelists are in different countries. So whether you're exhausted from a tough day of taking exams or a tough day of work, we want to go in here with as much energy and make the most out of our time. So that'll be starting here at 5 o'clock. I see Kristen's posted the meeting invite in the session, and also a reminder, or I guess to close out the session, I want to acknowledge all of the award winners. I think that I was amazed hearing some of your stories today. I didn't have a chance to review the applications personally, but I really feel confident that we rewarded the best students. I also want to, as always, thank my board members for being so genuine and caring in your delivery of the presentations. and then also our special guests. And big, huge thank you to our staff member, Kristen Trempner, for putting this together under the careful vigilance of Sarah Van Dyer. You guys are awesome. And as this calls the end of our first award ceremony, I hope you guys all had a great time. And I look forward to doing this again next year. And we'll see you in the networking rooms. Bye.